people who are liberal, I think you guys need to be very careful, because that's my thing. It's one thing to be like, you don't know how to be affectionate, because I think that's what African men mean. They're not romantic. But to show love, you can show it by not going around cheating. Like starting a prayer to deliver black women, and this specific woman from the demon of struggle love. Honestly, I don't understand.
Hello guys, welcome back to Life Clue. My name is Ruth Agbeke, and today I have a very special guest with you. I'm very sure some of you know her, but in case you don't, her name is
Boy,
and she's my South African sister, and of course I'm from Nigeria. And today we're going to be reacting to the young, famous and African. Yes, today we're going to be reacting to the young, famous and African. In case you don't know what we're talking about, there's a show that came up on Netflix, I think a week or two ago, about young, famous and Africa. But first of all, they are not young.
that's questionable. It's a relative.
Okay, what is young to you?
Young is early 20s, maybe early 30s, maybe, but I think a lot of them are way beyond early 30s.
There's a guy that was 40 something.
Yes,
the DJ guy,
the DJ Naked.
I'm like, so who are the young? But they are famous and they are
DJ.
rich, but they are not young.
Young.
The youngest person is actually the girlfriend of the 41-year-old guy. It's Kaylee, and I think she's a footballer, right?
Semi-professional.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what else she does with her life.
But anyway, so yes, I'm going to be reacting to that, and I have a lot of questions, and I believe you have questions, and you guys should also react along with us by putting your comments or your thoughts in the comment section. So after the whole thing, we'll all discuss about it, and let's have fun. Everything here is just fun.
Yes.
Nothing serious. Don't take it personal like this woman's wig. I say no.
We're even cautious about our own wigs because that situation.
My own wig is always standard. Please, that situation, that woman. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to put it here right now. Is that what people do in South Africa?
Please. Our South Africans' hands, they take care of themselves. I don't know what to say about that situation, except that maybe it was staged, because I don't understand.
Okay, let's start with Zuri. Is it Zuri or Zara?
Zari.
We're going to put her picture. By the way, she's very beautiful.
Very stunningly beautiful lady. But very controversial.
Is she?
She is. Not just in the events that took place, but how she contributed to manufacturing those events, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, I remember the second episode when they went to the high tea. Nadia mentioned that she moves in a snakish type of way, and because that was the beginning and I was very keen on Zari, I felt like she was being jealous because of the tension between the three of them, her and Diamond and Zari. But as things started to unfold, even when she relays events to Diamond, she twists things, she lies, she paints herself in a very good portrait, and you can see that she instigates a lot of the fights and arguments that take place.
Someone sister said, if you're going to say you are a confident person, you don't have to mention it so many times. Let us just see. Do you understand? She keeps emphasizing, I'm a boss this thing.
She reminds me of...
I'm like, you don't have to tell us every time.
Madame from the Real Housewives of Johannesburg. I don't know if you guys have watched it, but she was always saying, I'm Madame, I'm the lady, you know. She's a businesswoman, a South African businesswoman who is on the Real Housewives of Johannesburg, and she has the same demeanor where they try very hard to be elegant and above everyone, very superiority complex, but it's like they need that constant affirmation, so they're always telling themselves, oh, I'm this, I'm that,
and this. Anyways, but one thing I want to talk about is the fact that I don't like the way she just says those things, but I won't. Okay, one thing that I really didn't like was the place where she took Two-Face aside. I went to tell Two-Face that your wife is insecure. I felt like that. You know what? That's the line. You don't do that. If you want to tell anybody that, then why can't you call Annie aside and tell Annie that?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying she's very controversial. The entire interaction was not needed. It was not necessary.
And even if she wants, in her head, she wants to clear the air. she should have called both of them at once and say that, okay, Two-Face, we need to clear this. I don't know you. The only time I knew you was an award show, and make Annie know, because of course we could see that Annie was kind of insecure in my head.
I'm of the opinion that Two-Face didn't even need to be involved in the entire situation. You could have just pulled Annie aside and told you know what, I don't have any maybe sexual history with your husband. We met at this event and that's it. Like, he did not even need to feature.
Even the guy was confused, like,
why am I being involved?
Involved? And again, like, she should not do it in that place. I felt like they were sharing something very happy, very engagement story and all that. Like, she should have, you know what?
And Kanye said something at the high tea. She said that there's a power struggle between Zari and Annie, like two African queens. I don't necessarily think it's a power struggle, but I think it's personality differences. They both have strong personalities, and they're both... Annie is insecure, but in the same breath, she can be self-assured. In my opinion. Let me say in my opinion.
You know why I was laughing? Somebody made a statement on Twitter. I'll probably look for the post and put it there, that at the beginning of this thing, that Annie said, I am more than Two Baba's wife. And our entire storyline proceeds to be all about Two Baba.
That is so true. Because, you know, she mentioned all these accolades. She's been in over 200 movies.
She didn't show any of that side. She's a musician,
and then she goes on to freak out over a phone call that her husband made to her, as if she just won the lottery. She Googles like the man that you married. Like,
let's talk about that.
I don't understand. If you're concerned about his whereabouts, why don't you pick up your phone and call him? Why are you Googling where is Two-Face? I've never...
It's just the worst thing ever. And I told somebody at work, and the person was like, oh, that he can do it. I'm like, if you can do that in your relationship... I'm not even talking of relationship. This is marriage. You have a problem, both of you.
A serious problem.
I'm sorry if you guys do that in your relationship, but sincerely, you should question your trust.
It's not even the most innovative thing. You know, people have tracking devices that they use to monitor their children or their spouses. I don't know why you would monitor your spouse.
What are you...
So Google, of all things,
should you not be the person that people should be asking where your husband is? Do you understand?
Exactly.
You should be the person in the position, not Google.
I was
like
shocked.
And for the fact that Swanky saw it, that means it was a recent thing.
A recent
because
thing.
If I pick up your phone, your last page of whatever you searched is what will come up. I'm like, that one, I've never heard of it before, but you know what, to each.
But any situation, it just breaks my heart.
Let's talk
like
about Annie.
Every time, especially in the first 3 episodes, she would come up, I would just cringe so much. I just felt like starting a prayer to deliver black women, and this specific woman from the demon of struggle love. Honestly, I don't understand. I would cringe so much that I would feel like calling witch doctors back home to strike me with lightning, because I did not want to be subjected to this.
Do you know how many people said it on Twitter that they don't want the kind of love Annie has for Two-Face? May I not love like that? Because at that point, it's not love again.
It's really...
I don't know if you guys know what juju is. It's like somebody tagged my name somewhere and say, no matter what I do, you will stick to me. I'm like, no. How can you say you have your first child is Two-Face's 5th child and you met him before everyone else? How does that sound? Make it make sense. And the way she says this thing, she says it with pride on her chest. What are you priding?
I don't know. Like, black women, we need to leave ride or die love alone. Because let me tell you something. These XY chromosomed Homo sapiens, they are never the ones that die. They keep on riding. You are the one that dies emotionally. You die spiritually. Sometimes they even unalive you. Physically cease to exist.
There's this, you watch American, All American.
Yeah.
In the last episode, sorry to those that have not watched the last episode. In the last episode, this girl, the lesbian couple,
Coop and
the other girl.
Yeah.
The girl was complaining about the relationship, and then the next thing Coop will say is, "Did I ask you to do it?" And that's the fact. If everything comes down to it, if anything happens, Two-Face will ask that same question to Annie: that did I ask you to stay? Because he didn't ask her to stay. She could have left. So if you keep doing struggle, die or ride, there will be one day that they'll just ask you, if you die in this situation, may we not die in Jesus' name.
Amen.
In that situation. Because if you die, the question would be that,
who asked you to die?
Who asked you?
Honestly, and they keep riding to the next ride or die.
The next person.
So, and I'm not even advocating for divorce or, don't fight for your relationship and marriage, but you need your senses, you need to use your senses.
This situation was before
marriage.
But I think our problem was the fact that I and Two-Face met when she was 16.
Okay, so I believe she said that he is her first everything. Like first kiss, first boyfriend.
Yeah, so I think that's where our problem came from. I'm not saying you should not have anything to do with your first anything, but she doesn't know. I don't like, when you don't know better, and this is all you know all your life, and you're scared of moving on to open your eyes to a new thing, so you just decide that.
I even read in an article that when you fall in love with someone for the first time, or if someone is your first, you establish a connection with them that's different from everyone after that. So you might love maybe your current spouse more, but you still have a sort of weak spot or soft spot for that first person. So that, together with the fact that she never went on to explore anything else after that,
and that's why most guys say, I don't know, the guys I know, they say that, like, that's why most guys don't like when their girlfriends are still friends with their ex. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because they feel like no matter how strong you think you want to be, if you're left alone with your ex, there's a way that your ex knows what to do and what to say to draw you back to whatever situation you guys were before. Like, do you understand? Before. Yeah. So there's always going to be this connection, and I think that's why some people, I'm not sure yet if I believe in soul ties. That's why some people believe in soul ties. I'm not sure. I think
like I once did believe in soul ties, and then the more I read scripture, it didn't add up for me. I think there's a lot of psychological, emotional things that combine to make one hold on, and we justify it to ourselves by saying, oh, we're not letting go because there's a soul tie, so there's a reason to hold on, and we spiritualize it.
But I think what is it called, someone insinuated that during For Diamond that Zuri should release Diamond.
Yes,
do you remember?
Yeah, they said she's holding Diamond hostage, and she is. I think they have a healthy co-parenting relationship, but I think she's moving back and forth in the sense that she's giving him some kind of hope. Yes, she constantly says that nothing will happen, but the way she moves and conducts herself, it's
like there's a chance.
Yeah, giving him the view that there's a chance. And she enjoys, and this is something that she enjoys being the top woman in his life. She loves that, and
even generally she just enjoys that.
Yeah. But specifically in Diamond's life, she enjoys it. She enjoys that he can't move on because it makes her feel like, oh, a man can't get over me. Like, I am that special. And you mentioned something about people, in my culture we call it pehla, bajasa pehla, where you go to a witch doctor and they make a love potion. But it's usually the reverse. It's usually women doing it for men.
She has a way. I think she's just leaving the space open. It's like, when you leave a space open that, to make me feel like there's a chance that I'm going to come inside or not. Let's talk about the situation, the last scene.
The
last scene where
Andile walks in.
Do you know what? I love Andile.
Andile is everything.
Is everything. God, do you know what? Don't let me start talking.
Demure. He's suave. He's just everything.
The way he carries himself.
The way he dresses. It's rare that you find someone who has the Model C accent and the look to match. Andile is everything.
And it's so calm. Even if it's planning evil of how to destroy your entire generation, this guy will not make you know. The way he makes it seem like,
the way he holds himself, the way he speaks, he's so calm,
I don't even
so regal.
To give him attention because
Zari,
sorry, I'm sorry, Zari. Man, that guy.
He's so charming.
And he's a flirt.
He is a flirt. Very
and
charming.
He knows how to do it well.
I can't believe he did that. I can't believe he walked into another man's home. Of course, he wasn't expecting him to be there.
I like the fact that I said the truth, but at the same time, I should have just lied and said, I can see.
I was also unhappy with the way he made it seem. Of course, there's been flirting, but when he said we've been talking, he made it seem like there was intention to maybe go ahead with some sort of a relationship, which is not the case. I think Zari's not gonna go anywhere with that person. It's just banter,
she's just enjoying the
and attention.
But do you think what the guy did throughout the thing was wrong?
Andile.
In Zari's
it's I don't know. My problem is that these friendships were cultivated in a short space of time, so it's very difficult for me to be like, I'm that deep in friendship with you when our friendship is based on this show.
Sure.
You understand? These are the sort of concessions that you don't make for a friend that you've known for 10 years, not for someone you've been shooting with for maybe 6 months. So and at the same time, Zari is an adult woman. She's a single adult woman, you understand? So on one hand, I think it was wrong, because if you genuinely, I understand that you can make sincere and deep friendships in a short space of time. So if that is the case, I do believe it's wrong. But at the same time, we have to understand that these things are scripted. These things aren't always genuine. So it could just be for views, it could and just drama. Be for drama.
And for us to discuss
and it could be that, behind closed doors, Andile and Diamond don't even get along. We never know. So they might not even be friends. And if he was really pursuing Zari, then, they don't have any ground to stand on in terms of saying, okay, you're wrong.
And one of my friends was saying, or one of someone I know was saying that that Diamond said he loves Zari. I'm like, he never said so.
He actually did. He said...
He didn't say it with his
chest. He didn't say he loves her, but he said he can't move on. Like, it's that love that he can't move on from.
Yeah, but he didn't say it in a sense of, I want to go back to her. He didn't... What I'm trying to say, he didn't say it in a sense of... He was just talking in respect to their family.
No, I think Diamond has definitely insinuated that he wants to go back.
He insinuated, but he never said it with his chest.
He always pulls back because he says that he can't be faithful. So he wants to go back, but he doesn't also want to go back. And that's what he's been saying throughout the season. Two different opposing
I get but
views.
To me, he did say it with his mouth that he loves her.
Yeah, but there are some things that don't need to be said. Because every single person on that show, if you ask them, they're going to tell you Diamond loves Zari.
We know that he loves Zari.
Yeah.
I know that he loves, but what I'm saying, he did say it to his chest. So nobody should come and attack my baby boy. That Diamond said he did not say anything, because if he had said that is another different case. Because in every situation, it's like you are in a relationship. In your head, you are in a relationship, and the guy not say you're in a relationship, and you're telling me that his actions are insinuating that we are boyfriend and girlfriend. My sister, you are only in your dream, because do you understand? It's like somebody claiming me outside now and say I'm their girlfriend.
Yeah.
And people are saying, oh, his actions is insinuating that I'm his girlfriend. Yeah. Did you tell me I'm your girlfriend? How do you feel about the word insecure? Because that word came up so many times that it was like, oh, you don't call somebody insecure.
The thing is, people can weaponize the word insecure. It can be very manipulative in the sense that if you have issues, especially in, I feel like, a romantic relationship, and you're voicing these issues, instead of your partner listening and addressing them, or even if they are incorrect views, instead of addressing them and saying, I don't agree with you on 1, 2, 3, let's work on this, it's to avoid responsibility, accountability, and hard work. They just say, no, you're being insecure. So now they don't have to deal with that, they don't have to talk about that, and they don't have to work on themselves and their flaws. So yes, the word can be weaponized, and it's annoying because it's always us women being told we're insecure.
I agree with you, because I feel like when people use the word insecure in some situation, not all situation, especially in a personal situation, it feels like get over it. Like, why are you talking about this? Like, it's not my problem, it's your personal problem. That whatever you're thinking is the problem, it's your own problem. Do you understand?
Yeah,
so
you're
like,
the issue.
Yeah, you're the
you
issue.
need to work on this.
Just shut up and let's keep it moving. Like, don't hold me accountable to anything. It's
the same word. It's the same way with the word jealous. How Zari was using it when she was speaking with Diamond. She didn't want to take accountability for her part in the issues that were going on with the women. So she says, "Oh, they're just jealous of me," as if you have something that they don't have. Okay, don't get me wrong. You're pretty, but they all are. You have money, but they all do. You're famous. To be quite frank, I knew. Okay, I don't want to lie. I did not know anything about Annie before I watched this show. I don't want to.
And I should not lie. When she asked me, I told her that. I don't know that she's two-faced one. And I said she's the African queen.
She's the African queen.
That the song African Queen, that the guy that sang African Queen is the husband and she's two-faced wife. But I proceeded to say that she has also done other things in her life, but everybody just knows her as two-faced
wife. But people that know her, so she, in her own respect, somehow, even if she's just famous for being Two-Face's wife, she's famous and she's got money, you know. Yeah. So Zari, like I said, maybe she's a lot of people's spec. That's why she's that celebrated, but she's not.
Light skin,
she's not. Let's
bring colorism to it. Africans.
She's not anything that the rest of them aren't. So,
and I think the ladies are even the one that caused the problem in the beginning, because they were fanning everything. They were fanning the ego and everything. Because when she came, remember there was one point that the older one, Kanye was already like, that when Zari walks into the room, everybody turns their head. Like,
you know what? The thing is, that's true. Like, I think a lot of us started off liking her because we also felt that. But I think when they were complimenting her and hyping her up, they didn't expect that she was going to personalize that and be like, yeah, I am that girl. Because, for instance, many of us, when your friend is well dressed, when your friend is looking good, you're gonna hype them up. So I think it was coming from a genuine place that, okay, she is a room turner, but they didn't think that she's gonna personalize it, and her entire identity is like, I am the ish and I step on everyone's toes.
Ooh, let's talk about the parenting style.
I actually don't wanna go there.
Why? I will say to my food chest, that is crap.
Yeah, I
it's not about judging somebody, but this is an underage child.
I was wide-eyed. I was
in this situation, in this life, in this society we're in now. People that are living under their parents are still going through a lot. They are still causing trouble. Things are still happening. Though Kanye might be fortunate that her daughter might not go into that path of bad person or something. That is even the grace of God, because the people that are living in their father's house, they are turning to whatever they want to turn to. Do you understand what I mean?
I understand.
But how would you give an old child a flat and say she should do whatever she wants to do?
I think what irked me the most was her giving. I understand, like, you can't necessarily give your child permission to have sex in the sense that they can still go against your wishes. But I felt like when she said, you know, if she's ready at 15, and I just tried to remember my mind at 15 years old, you know, teenagers have this invincibility complex, right? So I'm thinking, you know, teenagers that don't know anything are, first of all, reckless. They think they've got it all figured out. And one thing I've observed in cases of what is this rape of underage?
I don't know what they put.
There's rape. A name for it.
There's a name for
when
it.
you have sex with a minor, even if it's not like forcing yourself on it. I forgot what it's called, but it depends on the country's age of consent. But I'm thinking a lot of teenagers I've read, in cases where they sleep with teachers and stuff, they believe that it's okay. You understand? In their mind they don't see the problem because they don't have fully developed prefrontal cortex. They're hormonal, they're emotional. Really, this is the truth. Even us as we are, until you're 25, your prefrontal cortex has not developed properly. So you can imagine a 15-year-old, she can go out and sleep with a 25-year-old and think that it's love and call it love. You understand?
I know, right?
statutory rape. Yes, statutory rape.
And
And so her mother giving her that sort of freedom, it's actually putting her at risk because there's no parameters put in place to help her establish in her mind what is right and what is wrong. You understand?
And
even if she goes against it, at least she has a framework to use in her life as an adult of what is right and wrong.
Do you know what? I was not telling a friend that this was when she was 15 in the show. We don't know if that's what she has been doing for how many years. Do you understand? So if we're just knowing now, imagine probably it's since when she was 13 that the child has been living alone. It's so wrong. And Annie's reaction is right. Andele's reaction is right because for Annie it's because she's a mother. Like, of course, like it's absurd.
Yeah, and she calls it being liberal, and I think a lot of people.
Then she went to the child's place and be telling her that this thing is a try and error. How will you be telling your child that it's a try and error?
People who are liberal, I think you guys need to be very careful because when you push boundaries, the point is that there's a boundary to push. The moment you go over the boundary, you're no longer being liberal. There's no longer a boundary. So she used the word liberal, and I'm like, don't be so open-minded that your brain falls out.
I have a problem. Okay, I see. No, the reason why I'm saying that there's a problem with that liberal thing is that if you don't have a you don't have a boundary to things, and it's one of the most is a problem in our society nowadays because we're accepting everything. Now it gets to the point that you can't stop accepting everything. Because everybody will tell you that they have a right to this, they have a right to this, and because you already accepted one thing that you should have not accepted.
Yeah, they're going to be like, so what is the criteria for not accepting this?
At a point that people will tell you that they want to be a tree, and we have the right to accept that they are a tree. They are trees because there are some things that has happened that we've accepted, and they will not ask you, why can't I be this?
Even with and this is quite controversial, but just to mention it in short, people who are pedophiles, historically known as pedophiles, it's being euphemized as minor attracted persons because they're like, well, everyone else, have been validated in what they feel in their sexual attractions. Why are we? Yeah, this is how I am. I didn't choose to be this way, so why are we being left out? Okay. These are people that are practicing predation on 11-year-old minors, you understand? And they are like, okay, we're no longer pedophiles, we're minor attracted persons. And that's how it starts because you don't have a foundation to reject it because everything is permissible.
Now everybody has the right to do anything. And I won't be surprised when we wake up in the morning and something else happens because everybody will start protesting. Like, everybody will come out and say, this is how I feel. We are going by feelings. Feelings is very... Another topic for another day. That's all I just have to say.
But I think we should discuss Annie again, but like in context of her relationship with Two-Face?
Yeah, Two-Face.
My lord. There's some, I'm paraphrasing, I think in the book of Proverbs where it says an animal, a dog, should not return to its vomit. Like, honestly, that's all I thought. I was like...
There's one tweet I even saw.
Oh, she's looking for it. A big issue that I had was, okay, I understand that some of the things here are staged. So if this guy is truly repentant and sincerely sorry, how convenient is it that all of his actions, all of his change came about when a Netflix show is being shot? Like, I couldn't understand. So I'm like, it's either staged in the sense that it's scripted by the producers, or he's using it for good publicity.
Yeah, and he was trying to redeem himself.
Exactly, because you've had all this time of your indiscretion, and now conveniently when a Netflix show is being shot, that's when you realize that you messed up, and that's when you want to fight for your family and your love. And I'm like,
there was some things that she was even saying that she never knew he sees those things. I'm like, so why is everything now? Why is he telling you now in Netflix show?
And if he did see those things, it means that he did not care that he was putting her through that, because for 10 years he saw that she was doing this, and then he was like, whatever.
Someone said Annie is trying to publicly shame her husband into being a decent man. She also complicit in the foolishness, and it won't work. Like, she just see, the whole thing was a mess. Their whole family, I'm sorry, is a mess. Like, the way she even portrayed the whole, like, so now my situation to her, my question to her if I meet her now is, what is your aim? Do you want us to respect your family or disrespect your family? Do you understand?
Yeah, that's very difficult because she pedestalizes marriage, right? On one hand, marriage is everything. You even saw when she was talking to Zari, I'm married, you're not. You have a baby daddy, you have a husband. But on the other hand, the same marriage is the one she's disrespecting. Like, I'm not saying that marriage is good or the person she's married to is great, but she's slandering that marriage in the public eye.
Everybody. So my question to her was, what is your intent at the end of the day? Like, do you expect me to actually see you now in public and be like, sorry, respect your family?
And that's what happened. All the ladies were making fun of her behind her back. Like, this is not a marriage. This is not a relationship.
You just made fun of yourself with your thing. After saying I'm not to Baba's wife, but you made your show about your marriage. But, and again, were you feeling like the whole thing, I think it was all staged, by the way, because
definitely, even some of the fights, I could not in my mind conceive that these are the things that adults are fighting about. Like, I felt like some of the things, some of the people would go up to each other and bring up things that were unnecessary, and I'm like, why is it that you need to have a conversation over this or have a conversation over that? Like, it should have been,
I think it's a whole reality show problem. In all the spectrum I've watched, I think that's their thing. That, like, some conversations are not to be held or to be held. Like, forget about it.
Exactly.
Why must I air my opinion to you? Why must I tell you how to be? In every reality show, there's always this person that is, let's bring the problem to the public, and let everybody say it and let everybody get over it.
And I try to think, like, in my real everyday life, have I had situations where I'm always saying, let's discuss this, let's discuss this?
There are some things, even with friends, there are some things you just accept that is our belief, and let's just end it there. Everything does not have to be da. You said this, I said this. Do you know how many fights we have in a day over I said and you said? Like, it will take a very long time.
Cover the guys. I think we should do Naked DJ next.
Naked.
For me, oh my gosh, he's such a jerk. He is such a jerk. I didn't even know why he was featuring on this show. And when you look at the trio, Andile is very, he's suave, he's charming. Diamond is charismatic and jovial. And then he was just, I wouldn't even say devil's advocate. He was just a jerk. I think they need some sort of villain in every show.
I didn't have any opinion of him. Like, he was just
Did you see the way he spoke with Kaylee, first of all?
I know, right?
He is very condescending. I don't want to say controlling, but he seems to lack commitment in this relationship, and she expects commitment, and I think that's where a lot of their tension and problems come from. And even with Kanye, when they fought, he just attacked her like some sort of wildcat.
Even Swanky said something that she will advise her, if a guy can talk about you that way, then you should not be there. Do you remember? But he didn't say it in front of her. He just told her that you just use style to tell her that just go back to your own house. Like, you have your own house. Why are you always in his own house? But I really don't have any opinion. I
had serious issues with him. I
just know that he knows what he's doing and he makes the girl feel bad. And maybe in his head he feels like if he make the girl feel bad, the more she will want him or something. I don't really get his own view of
mindset. Yeah,
his mindset. But you know what of Swanky? I don't understand this. Before Nigerians come and kill me, I don't understand this position in the whole movie.
Swanky,
apart from he introduced Annie to the group of friends.
Swanky is Switzerland. He's just neutral ground that tries to,
and he does too much.
He tries to mediate things. Maybe he's also, you can say he's the midpoint. He's the one who joined the two sides. Because everyone knows Swanky, but not everyone knew each other. So maybe he's like the midpoint.
Yeah, I think that is what he did. But in the train, why? Like, why?
The train situation is horrible. I understand Kanye's point of view in that Zari was being very self-centered in her speech.
But at the same time,
I understand. I wasn't saying her having a speech in and of itself is wrong.
But the
emphasis was very focused on me, me, and it came off in an annoying way, because you can say the exact same things that she said in a different way, and so the tonation behind her words was the problem. But Kanye's reaction was also very immature and childish. It's stuff that you do as a child during like chapel or assembly, when you're like making faces and
when Annie came in, I'm like, that's like
gossiping, speaking under your breath.
Let her do what she wants to do. And I felt like that's where Zari was actually frustrated because she had to keep, of course, she wants attention, and she had to keep repeating herself, my, to the point that it was even annoying us, the viewers. But assuming she allowed her to talk straight up, we will have to see it as she was repeating herself over and over again. But what both of them did, they were very wrong in that situation, and I don't know why they turned it to a fight.
I know,
because she actually brought up the matter, and what she did was right, like what you guys did. Do you understand? Because her intention, actually, you could see that intention was to make everybody like her. Like maybe she felt like, okay, she has been bringing too much problem to the whole garden. But
I also think Kanye's reaction was it was exaggerated to the point that it was because of a build-up. One, she's hearing all of these things from other people that have problems with Zari. Two, she's observing some of Zari's behavior where she's sort of always trying to put down other people. And I think it just got to a point, she made a very true statement by saying that we're all equals here, you understand? So we're not fangirls or fanboys who are looking for a queen bee. Nobody's above the other. So, and that, unfortunately, that's what Zari wants. She wants to be the leader. Like, it's like Mean Girls,
like everybody
for rich people.
Everybody's behind me.
Exactly. This is my clique. This is my squad. High School Musical.
Nothing will happen.
Very short pay for those of you who watch High School Musical. Something that disturbed me with Kanye, and this is why I always feel like reality shows are scripted, but this one I felt like it was more blatant than others, was like she has this two opposing views, for example, or behaviors. For example, she has this very stupid liberal view on parenting. I'm sorry, you guys, I know you can drag me in the comments and talk about freedom of raising your own child. It's stupid to me and it's dangerous. But she has this view. And then on the other hand, she can come across as very analytical, very observant, and then on one hand, I remember when Annie was, telling her whole life story, what was mean. And she's like, oh, she just gave me a weapon. And then on the other hand, along the show, she's very compassionate and very protective. Nice, so now I'm thinking, is this your public persona? Are you actually an intelligent person? Are you actually a which one is the fake part? Is the dumb part the fake part? Or because obviously, like, she has, and I'm not saying you can't be multifaceted, right? But my issue is that the personality types and character traits that she presents at different times are in direct opposition. It's a dichotomy. So sometimes I'm like, I think
she's smart. Sometimes you look at
exactly. Her, sometimes she'll make such good observations. She'll make such in-depth analytical assessments about people, about situations, and then sometimes we're just like, and what's going on here?
Yeah. Let's talk about Diamond. What is your opinion about it?
I don't really have an opinion. To me, he seems like an overgrown child. Like, he's just like, very jovial, just about enjoying himself.
I like him, but also I don't understand the parts where you feel so comfortable to know you're a player. Like, you are there to break people's hearts.
But all of them are. You remember the discussions on the golf course?
I get, especially like,
Naked DJ.
In his case, I'm not saying you should hide the fact that you're a player, but in his case, it took pride in it.
To a point where it destroyed something he genuinely valued, which is his relationship with Zari and
so why will you stop being that kind of person? It doesn't. It's like me telling you that I have a problem, but I'm not ready to work on my problem.
Yeah, because on some level, it's a human problem, and what I mean by it's a human problem, human beings suffer from wanting instant gratification, right? But we just have our different things that gratify us. So for someone, it might be like, oh, I want to lose weight, but I can't stop eating good food, or oh, I want to get married or whatever, but I never get on with a man because I always want to do clubbing or what. I'm just making an example. But exactly, it also depends on whether you actually want to leave this thing, because you control yourself when you're trying to change your behavior, and he doesn't seem to want to change
it doesn't
behavior.
see it as a problem in the first place.
Unfortunately, for whoever wants to get with him, he's in a position where his fame and his resources gives him access to live out this lifestyle to the most extreme. So
okay, I want to talk about women see marriage as the end goal. There's more to you than being a wife, and that's how I wrote it. There's more to you than being a wife and a baby making machine, because I realized in that show, especially Annie, and sorry to say, this is like 40% African women's mentality, that they see marriage as an end goal. Like you already mentioned, why does she have to emphasize that I'm married, I have a husband? You are married, so we are not married.
And Zari did. Zari did.
Yeah.
When they were insulting each other, she did mention that. Okay, is marriage the end goal? Like, and do you call what you have marriage? Because she's like, no, I'm married. You know, I don't have a baby daddy. But that same husband is a baby daddy to multiple other women. So. Is that a marriage? Like, is a marriage just a signed paper?
Just because they're wearing a ring and they come after 10 years and change the ring.
Your relationship as it is, can you really say that this is marriage? And this is, because the way she pedestalizes it, if I were to look at that, and I don't want to again.
One of our child actually said during I think they had the dinner thing in the last one of the child was trying to say, hope you won't cheat.
No, she said it. She said,
Annie
said, I hope you don't cheat. I couldn't believe she said that in front of her children. And then the older child was trying to sort of calm down the situation. Yeah, and I was very shocked.
Because I wonder what is going on in their child's, in the two girls' head, because that goes this way. Either one of them idolizes marriage and make it a mission that my marriage will be different from my mother's, or they hate the old marriage and be like, you know what, if this is what marriage is, I'm not getting married. So, and
for me,
that one of that.
You know, I'm not keen on her getting back with her husband, but that's her business. My issue is her mindset while she's getting back with her husband. If she's still mentioning this cheating thing every single 2 minutes, how are you going to survive in this marriage? Because you're going to frustrate the man. Because to be so immersed in this past thing to a point where you're mentioning it in front of your children, you mention it in every conversation with every woman you meet, with every man you meet, because the first person she told was Andile,
and you don't even know if within 5 minutes
you've not gotten past this. You've not
she has not forgiven the guy. They need couples therapy, or she herself needs the therapy, because sincerely she's broken. Like, the whole marriage thing really
it was hectic.
Shuka. And I feel bad for Annie, because I hope she enjoys the rest of her marriage.
I do,
because I feel like 10 years, I don't know, I imagine what her life was the last 10 years. Was she actually seeing the man? I feel like she has.
No, they said they've been married for 10 years, right? But a lot of this stuff, I think, happened even before that 10 years that they got married. So she's been suffering for a long time, not for 10 years. And I really... Can you try to ask, like, what is it that you've changed? Like, I want to know, because I didn't see any tangible
because
change.
She keeps mentioning this thing over and over again. That means she's still hurt. She's still pained. She's still... it's so sad for her, because I wonder if she actually one part of her hates Two-Face, but she doesn't know how to leave the situation.
I think she also might have, in my opinion, an overly romanticized... You know, there's this saying that women like chasing after bad boys or bad men, and it comes from an overly romanticized place where you think you can change someone. Like, someone can love you so much that because of you, of how special you are, they can change.
Wow.
You understand? So I think she's got an end goal that's very romanticized in terms of she thinks at some point her marriage will be a fairy tale, and also she's got a mindset that's very romanticized in the sense that she thinks that she can turn into something that is not on the basis of how much he possibly loves her. Because for me, up until forever, he's not shown me that he loves her.
Someone actually said something. I was having a conversation with a friend, and he was saying something that he thinks Anya and Two-Face married her out of loyalty, not out of love.
Yeah,
out of the fact that she has been there through thick and thin.
I think it's those situations where you got into something at a young age and there is a care for someone, but now you've gotten yourself in a situation whereby this person is invested in a way that you're not invested, and you just don't have the courage to get out of it. For example, I don't know if anyone watches Before the 90 Days, the TLC show. There's Kimberly and Usman, and Kimberly, there are a whole lot of reasons why Usman is not really there, but he always mentions, oh, she's loyal, she's supportive. When she says I love you, he doesn't say it back. He refuses to kiss her in public. You know, always mentioning she's supportive, she's loyal, I know she'll be there for me. So it's a marriage from his side of convenience.
Even Two-Face, at some point in the whole thing, or we could say, oh, she has been there all through. Maybe you didn't understand. He was saying it in I think broken English, that she has been there. She don't tell where she did there. Like, she has been there. Like, she has been supportive. I see what you are doing. All those kind of things. Not necessarily that I love you. I don't even know if I heard the voice I love you.
Do you know how much this woman loves you? And he's like, yeah, I know. It's even scary. But he's not voicing that he reciprocates this love or the same energy. So maybe there is love there, but it's just not the same type.
Let's give him an excuse that maybe doesn't know how to
show it. Definitely not, because his track record proves otherwise.
Some African men claims that they don't know how to show love, but they love that. You should check. But at least the action should show.
But that's my thing. It's one thing to be like, you don't know how to be affectionate, because I think that's what African men mean. They're not romantic. But to show love, you can show it by not going around cheating and not being negligent, absent father, and respecting you. So you don't always have to be lovey-dovey, buying you chocolate and roses to show love. You know, you don't have to be physically affectionate or always affirming me with the words. I understand, you know, your partner has a love language, but the respect, you know, on the other hand, a show of love, not going out on your partner, not disrespecting them in public. So that's also love.
I actually agree with the person that said that probably the marriage to him is out of the fact that she was loyal, or she's loyal and she's always going to be there. And I think that's one of our best qualities to her, that I've been here since. I know this thing. And I think she's also fighting the fact that, oh, I want to hold the trophy. That I know him, I'm married to this person. Like, no one else is married. But anyways,
I can't live like that. Now you're competing with so many baby mamas. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Anyways, let's come down to jokes. Kanye said our dress was inspired by African.
I don't know what Africa she was talking about. It looked like a chandelier. That just looked like a chandelier. It was champagne inspired, you know.
I was confused. I looked at her again. Which Africa is it? Is this the same Africa I know? Because the old dress, it was the wedding dress that she was like, this is giving Africa inspired.
I really tried to,
because I had to come and ask you, maybe in South Africa there is Africa inspired dress.
I tried to look in the design, the beading, and I really couldn't find
any African material in it. I love this guy's outfit. Jide Kenneth, what's
DJ Naked DJ.
Ooh, I like his outfit. That's my cultural outfit. That's what we wear for our men. That's what they wear.
Although I'm not a fan of, you know, them renewing their vows, it's none of my business because it's their marriage. I think the ceremony was beautiful.
I think the money that they used to renew vows, they should have gone to spend it on couples therapy. They should get the best in the world.
In the world? Not even in Nigeria.
Like the world best. And aside, maybe they can organize prayer crusade. because I know Jesus can do. Oh,
This one needs Jesus.
it does.
It's like the Lazarus situation.
We need to sprinkle the blood of the lamp on their marriage, because. And the prayer that Tanya was praying in the wedding that she was praying for her, I said, you are not eating the right prayer point. But I made sure she was eating it in her mind. But she did not have the nerve to say that because she would just get slapped. But
she's like, I can't pray in tongues. I'm like, we need to get someone else. This one needs fasting, intercession, anointing oil.
I'm like, why would you say you can't pray in tongues? I'm just like, you know what, that's just... Oh, and one thing I want to say before I close everything. Annie complains a lot.
She does.
I hate people like that.
Wanted to mention that, and I think it annoyed me a lot, because for someone who can complain, she can also tolerate BS. Like, she tolerates a lot of BS that she's been subjected to by a man, but she complains about everything. She complained about the food.
I'm like, you don't do that. You don't. Like, you don't even know this lady.
And she was embarrassing herself because she was like, oh, the steak is raw. I'm like, yeah, high class decorum. You don't cook steak well done. So you're embarrassing yourself while you're trying to drag someone else's event.
She should have just said, oh, I like my steak well cooked.
Oh, she could have just mentioned that she has special dietary requirements. Oh, can the chef please make me this?
Where's the food? Where's the... I'm like, girl, she complains a lot. There's so many instances. I'm like, why must you complain? Can't you just overlook it? The things that she's supposed to overlook, she doesn't overlook. The things that she's supposed to not overlook, my sister overlooks it. But you know what? I think that's all we have today. Thank you so much, Mpoyi, for coming.
For having me.
I would have said I'll put her social media handle, but
I don't
my
do
lovely
social
sister,
media.
because probably should have been slapped.
I would have turned off the comments. Anyway,
she doesn't do social medias, but I don't know how they can even contact you. But anyways, if you want her to come back on another show, maybe there's something else we can react to, please comment down below and we'll try our best to do that. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you're yet to subscribe, please make sure you subscribe, and if you're yet to turn on your notification bell button, what are you waiting for? Please do, and make sure you watch this video and share it, and please click the like button. It helps a lot by promoting the video. So thank you so much again. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.